Well, good morning, everyone. Technical difficulties on the way back home. Dang, that's the worst ever. Good morning. I did my whole good morning. I said thank y'all. I did make it home. Thanks for people that were asking. And I had the microphone still set to my cellular phone from when I went outside at the end of the last stream and showed you the snow when I was at home last. So I forgot to set the microphone back to the camera instead of my phone. That sucked. Yeah, I apologize for that, guys. I was just talking about, I was going to give y'all a look at behind the scenes today. I was like, why not, if I've got all this width, why not use it? And then I said, I've got to put these back up on my microphone stand. They stay magnetized up there all the time. And if you haven't seen these, I also said that if you haven't seen these, you need to check them out. If you've not been to a knife shop, a knife show, you might not have seen people use these for knives, but they're the little magnetic push pins that you get for like your refrigerator. And you can put them on the pivot and prop your knives up for awesome pictures. That's how they prop them up when they line them up across at a knife show. A lot of them use these little things. So they're really cool to get. You can get like 50 packs. I forget to mention that. I'm sure all y'all know about those things, but there will be people who don't. Yeah, thank you, Robin. The roads were at a terrible point. Like, I would much rather the roads either be coated, fully coated with something, or completely dry. That in-between phase where they've salted enough to melt everything, and then it's all dried up, except it hasn't been really, it's been too cold for it to dry up completely. So it was like a thin sheet of ice, maybe a millimeter thick. And I would rather go 20 miles an hour than 45 miles an hour on black ice. And I said to Sever, I don't think anybody has been here as long as you. I think you were here during the first week or shortly after the first week I started going live. But if you've not seen these little magnet things, they're super cool to prop up your knives to display. You can't really see how they look from up there, but you can imagine. Anyway, I'm glad to be home. I also said I was glad to be home with a good internet connection. I hate Airbnbs and hotels that you can't rely on. Also said good morning to everybody individually, which kind of went like this. Good morning, Mister. Good morning, B Shady. Good morning, Cliff. Good morning, Trouble Bunny. Good morning, Sever. Morning, projectiles are sharp. Good morning, Christopher. Who else? Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, Robin. And that's about it. Was it really Sever 7? That's so funny because that's what I did yesterday. I wonder what episode that was. So I guess a little bit after each year, I do that video, huh? But yeah, this stuff sits over here that y'all can't see all the time. And there's even more. There's a lot more back there. Well, thank you, Trouble Bunny. Yeah, it sucks having snow. Our roads, our main roads are pretty much clear. And it was at that point where I couldn't tell if they were completely dry or whether there was a little thin layer of black ice. So I had to like be careful the whole way home. I left a few minutes early so I would make it home on time. What did I carry last night? I carried my Evo bead that Ed sent me, my Edyard, on my the only CKF I had with me, which is the Persian. So I carried that last night at work. And this thing is a straight guillotine. I don't care who you are. If you have this knife, you know it's a guillotine and it will cut you. So I had that in my front pocket. And in my back pocket, I had my Raccoon V. I'm still liking this knife. I just wish it was bigger. I wonder how much bigger the Thunder Road is. No. Thunder Beast or whatever it's called. Yeah. If it's quite a bit bigger, I might try one. If it's not, but just like half an inch bigger, I might wait for something even bigger than that. I guess I could go look up the stats on this thing. Put that one on this end. Actually, we'll put them both over here. I got plenty of room across here now that I'm showing the back. Yeah, if y'all don't mind, I've got the little like button here at home. I didn't have that yesterday. All right, what are we talking about in the chat? Trouble Bunny said it took 2 hours yesterday. Dang, just to blow out the snow. Morning grind for Shady. Just pulled the stacks. Sort and chat. Oh, Tucson's are awesome. Projectiles are sharp. They all have great action, but yeah, they're all over the place. I've got 55 of them and showed them yesterday in the video. Projectiles are sharp. So if you want to see any Tucson's, go look at my terrible video from yesterday where I had no bandwidth. Tucson's are great. Which brings me to a topic, and that is CKF knives. The Russians seem to want to claim, or they wanted to claim for a little while, that they were responsible for how nice CKF are. But in reality, it's the Chinese and Kevin John who's responsible for how good the quality is on these things. But there was something that popped up on Reddit that I had that I saw last night. So let me pop that up really quick. I've got the link in Discord, I think. Yeah, so right here. These are all Russian knives. And they're all beautiful. And they're all OEM'd by CKF. Supposedly. Which means they're not really Russian knives, that they're probably Chinese knives. It's a widely debated topic so that is the CKF Brat, the CKF Ratax, the Shirogorov F95T, the CKF Uma 2, and the CKF Gnome. So if you like any of those, there's the names of those. That Gnome is pretty cool. And that Brat is pretty cool. The first comment, they're awesome, but CKF is mostly Chinese these days, right? Then somebody else put, yeah, that's the word on the streets. So it's pretty wild that people talk trash about Chinese-made knives, but this Shiro that they love to death is probably a Chinese-made knife, and I didn't ever switch screens. Man, it's going to take me a minute to get back in the swing of things, huh? I've been talking about these 5 knives. At least y'all got a breakdown of what's going on before you saw them. It would have helped to see how pretty they were since I was oogling and googling over them. And I said the one on the left, which is the Brat, and the one on the right, which is the Gnome, were my favorites. And it wasn't much of me just sitting here pointing at the picture and talking about the post. So y'all didn't miss much. But the first comment said, they're awesome, but CKF is mostly Chinese these days, right? So the whole topic of the post is they were Russian knives, but yet they're Chinese knives. Once again, goes to show you how good of quality China can get when they try to. Yeah, so the guy's post says, last but certainly not least is the Russian knife collection. And it says Russian made at the top. And mainly because I guess the designers, because it says OEM for CKF is a widely debated topic, but for the sake of argument, because it's just a silly internet post, barely anyone will see, who cares? There's a big debate, but that's a Shiro in the middle, so that's definitely a Russian designer. I don't know about the other ones, but I imagine some of the other ones, if not all the other ones, are Russian designers. I think Mitchell has the same Evo that I've got, except he has the plain Jane version. And the only other CKF that I have at the moment is the one on the table, the Persian. Yeah, so I've got the Persian here. You can see the Evo bead I've got on here matches the logo on the scales there. Yeah, good craftsmanship can come from anybody who is dedicated and proud of their work. Being prideful can be a bad thing at times, but when you're talking about making something and taking pride in it, it usually leads to greatness. So anybody that has the ability and takes the pride in their work can produce awesome products. And some that just have the correct machinery and the know-how can produce awesome products. Machinery is getting so good nowadays that not many people's hands had to touch anything about this knife right here except a mouse that drew it into the computer and some setup of the G code. You know, there are parts, but lots of these knives can be produced by G code. Getting your machinery tolerances dialed in is a very important thing too, because you're only as good as your tolerances, in my opinion. And the more precise you can produce stuff, that's what, when I was messing with 3D printers real heavy, that was my main concern about getting my tolerances as tight as I could get them. Good morning, Nick. Morning, TC. Can't believe I didn't have the microphone on at the beginning of the video. At least y'all could hear the music fading down. Yeah, Reich does have top-notch machining and action. I wouldn't be surprised if they're all in the same little block in Yangzing. So yeah, in the background here, I've just got stuff like my PM2 sits over here a little off camera. This is a phone mount that I almost took with me that fell apart, and I lost the little part that screws into to hold these two things. Actually, I think these are two of the same thing, and I'm missing the other parts. But yeah, I've got screwdrivers sitting off stream. I've got a whole parts kit for the isotope that's sitting over here that I hope I don't lose anything. But that's the parts kit for this isotope. And the inlay for it is laying right here. We still got to do the milling on that. That's what we're going to do this Thursday, is finish the inlay for this isotope. So I made the titanium one that is under that carbon fiber there. So you can't really see what it's going to look like, but that'll be all titanium, hopefully. And I got my titanium wire for anodizing, some little pocket things back over here, my Gerber dime and my scales that always stay right here. I've got a Reich. I've only got one Reich, and it is an integral, and it is right here. I had to put up my matrix in this thing because I got the Persian out of here. But right here is my Reich. Somewhere, let's see. Right here. Reich knife. I bead blasted this one. I got it for pretty cheap. This is the 1808S. It's an integral. This is Microtech, but this is a Kevin John version. So basically a CKF version of a clone of the Microtech. But this Reich does have it's a cool knife. It was one of the integrals I had on my list for quite a while. And I found one that had some snails and stuff and got it for cheap and bead blasted it back to factory. And it does have just like guillotine action. Some of the smoothest buttery action of any knife I've got. The milling on it's great too. It's little compared to the Matrix, but everything is little compared to the Matrix. Here's a PM2 next to the Matrix. The camera's looking extra crisp this morning. I think I got my lighting dialed in. I don't know what's up, but the camera looks... Does the camera look okay to y'all this morning? Let me know how everything's looking. We've got a bigger area today. I thought it only made sense that since we get into so many topics on this show and channel, that I just kind of show a wider area and show a little bit of stuff going on in the background, and I can get a lot more stuff on there. But yeah, Let me grab my other case. What did you just ask about? Sorry, can't talk. Oh, the Shiro. Let me grab my clone case here. I think you're talking about the Quantum. There's some cheap versions of the Quantum. Is it the E-Knives one? This one is a Quantum. I'm not sure if that's the one you're talking about. But I've also got this one, which came from OK Knives too. I'm not sure which one of these two you're talking about. Maybe this one? Yeah, that's the Icebreaker. I think the second one you're about to see here in a second is the one you were asking about. Yeah, so it's got great action, very snappy. I don't know why these are so cheap and only like $60 or whatever they are, because they're full tie. It's got a great grind on the blade, full flat grind all the way across. Pretty sure that's the Icebreaker. It's got awesome action. Let's see. Detent, not the strongest, but not bad. It's not going to shake out. Yeah, it's a good knife. Shiro just makes some good knives. I think the more simple and clean you keep your lines, the easier it makes for them to copy too. But there's just nice sweeping lines. Morning, drummer. We'll look at that Medford in just a second, Sever. I want to look at this, see if they still have the Icebreaker on OK Knives. We haven't looked at OK Knives in a minute anyway. All right, Shirogorov section. So here's the Icebreaker. Yeah, $55. Like, I don't know how they can do it for that price and it feel as good as it does in hand. Like, it's not light. There's no rough edges. The clip is good. Like, I don't know. How do they produce this knife for $25 or something? $20. I don't get it. It's got great bearings. See how much it weighs, because I bet it weighs like any normal knife should. What, almost 4.5 ounces, 5 ounces? 5 ounces. 5.03 ounces. I said 4.5, 5. 5 was pretty good. So I don't know how they do this for $55 with all this milling. I mean, there's not any rough edges even around the milling. I mean, it's about a no-brainer for $55 on that website. You know, it would be just as good to me if it didn't have that logo, so I get it. Some people don't like the fact it has that logo. And there was a post on Chinese Knives the other day asking people why they bought clones. And I just gave a very simple answer. I just said, so I can feel and experience 7 to 8 knives for the price of one. And yeah, I know they're not exact, but they'll at least give me a feel and a size and a, you know, feel comparison to know how much I would like the original. But I just get to experience way more knives for the same price. That's why I do it. So yeah, if you've been debating about getting one of these, get one. It feels as good as any other $150 knife that I've got. I didn't even pay attention to what the other ones they had. I've got one of these too, or maybe I sold it. The one in the middle, the F95. Do I still have that one? Oh wait, that's not the one I've got. I've got this one. I've got that one. And I got I guess that's it as far as the I got rid of my other. I did have one of those funky ones. I don't know why I kept this Quantum. But I got this one too. I just sent Bill one of these for the winter package. The giveaway package. Yeah, I still don't have a F7. I kind of want to get one of those just to have. Yeah, I mean, they're prettier than steak knives. I have that one too, but I have the green thorn version of it. And why is this one on here? Huh. Weird. But yeah, I love my this one is probably my favorite. And it's got some super sweet milling. It's even got the milled clip. But yeah, I love this one. And it's not I mean, there's a lot going on. You got buttery action, man. I swear these Shiros, something about them, they're all super smooth. Like, even this one. They do have some plain lines. Steak knife, I don't know, it looks it's about the same size as that SLT. Yeah, it's definitely not got enough going on for you, Robert. Robin. I said Robert. Robin. I've gotten a feel for what you like, and you like something wild like this more than that. And those are two drastically different knives. You probably like this one too better. But you prefer a medium-sized knife with a wild, thick handle. Like you would like a knife that was this long with a crazy handle like this. I got your style down, man. I pick up on what everybody's putting down. Try to pay attention. All right, now on to Sever's Link. Medford Antic. That's a pretty plain knife too. but it's a tiny knife, and that was really plain square, and can't get any more simple than that. That's pretty dang plain. I'm not I'm not super impressed with it myself. I like the front flipper, but I don't like that curve up there by the front flipper. I don't know. I like the blade shape because that's just a plain blade shape, but I don't like the handles. I like that grind on the blade though. Yeah, that blade's sweet. Handles, nah. Don't like it. No, I try to keep up with what everybody likes so that therefore I can cater to each one. Medford knives do feel good. I just don't like the design of that one. All right. What else did I have? I had some links for us to look at. Oh, I'm really digging that copper clad Damascus everybody's doing. And those Kiridashis, pretty sweet looking. Yeah, I like my Marauder H that I've got. It's actually right here. Uh, if you're gonna buy Medford, just buy a big hardy knife. The Praetorian is pretty cool too. I've got this Marauder H, and it's a beast. But if you're gonna buy Medford, just do what he does well. Get a giant big knife. You can see it next to the Dixon there. I like the Praetorian and the what's the other one? Morning Whalen. If I didn't say that. I guess his knives aren't ever really much more. I mean, they're not wild. They're pretty tame because that one's even kind of got square lines. I mean, it's got a little bit of a curve to it. His blade grinds are sick though. Uh, and he does a big tank knife pretty good. I don't like him as a person at all. Don't really want to send any business his way, but that's just him personally. Can't talk bad about the knife. All right, what other links did I have besides those copper? Yeah, Andrew, I wasn't saying that about you. I was just saying in general. I think those look super sweet though. And I would love to have one of those as a neck knife with a properly formed sheath that it just slid right into. Cool thing about making your own kydex is you could vacuum seal it, make you a nice little sheath for those. I'm not sure if they come with one. Let's see. Oh, yep, he comes with a cloth one. Come on, load up pictures. Got more pictures, but they're not loading up. What's up with that? Second one loaded up, but not all these other ones. Reddit's wacky sometimes. Reddit messes up all the time. All right, what else did I have to look at? One more thing, I think. What is this? Oh, yeah, I wanted to y'all to see this headrest stash box or whatever. Your pistol, your jewelry, your money. Only thing I didn't like about it is the hinged opening on the bottom of the side of the headrest, but it looks like they copied it over to the other side maybe. I think you can kind of see the other side. It looks the same. That little strap there, though, does look kind of suspicious. And they make a universal mount that mounts it to your headrest. Headrest safe on Amazon. Pretty cool. Now everybody will start stealing people's headrests, but it is what it is. Yeah, make sure everybody every now and then you go back and slide the slider all the way to the right so that you know that you're kept up with the current live. All right, let's see what else I had to talk about. Oh, how did I miss out? Oh yeah, I posted a knife swap for a VC Edge interface earlier. One of those popped up on Knife Swap this morning in the middle of the night, 6 hours ago. And it almost looks like the same one. No, it's a different color. He's got better pictures on the second link. But y'all know about that knife, the full carbon fiber knife that only has the lock bar, the clip, and the edge of the blade. It's not carbon fiber. It weighs like 1.55 ounces and it's 8.5 inches long. But I posted that in the links channel on the Discord. I heard the wait list is like almost 2 years to get him to make you one of those. This one was for sale for $1,700. Not sure if it's sold yet. Look, read the first comment. It says, in honor of VC Edge, if I buy this, will you ship it to me in 1.5 years? That's so funny. That guy wins comment of the year. I got to give him an upvote for that, and I don't even do upvotes and downvotes. That is hilarious. Because people send him money to make him a knife, and then they won't get it for 1.5 years or 2 years. I'm sure somebody will buy this one, though. I mean, it's a special knife. I don't know if they'll pay $1,700, but imagine they probably will. I'm surprised it hasn't sold yet. 6 hours ago. But that comment is funny. I don't have a OAO. It's been on my list for a long time. There hasn't been one pop up on Knife Swap, I don't think, for a while, because I would have gotten. Oh, one did pop up. I must have taken it off. How much was this one? This one sold for $225. That's another integral I gotta get. I like that version too. I would have bought that for $225 if I would have seen it. Dang it, Sever. Why you gotta bring up a knife that I could have bought a couple of weeks ago? Yeah, I would have bought that. How many? When did it sell? 16 days ago, 2 weeks ago. I guess I need to check and add that back to my... Alright, I need to buy that exact one. So here's what we do. We go right here. Now, I want to make sure that Mr. Andrew knows not to message this guy, because he has been using my tricks to get knives, and I don't want us to cross streams on this one. Alright, I'm going to try to buy that exact knife. See how it goes. Yeah, you're on a Damascus kick, Sever. This Medford you showed us, it's almost Damascus. That exclusive folders one not long ago was Damascus. I think you went looking. I think I saw where you went looking for it and couldn't find it again. I think TC asked you about it. Something maybe. Maybe they sold out of them. Looks like they did. It was a good deal on that knife. $169 or $159 or something. No wonder they sold out quick. Maybe it was on Aurora Blade. I can't remember which one it was on. I like a lot of this Fingley guy's knives. Fingley. I like his stuff. Yeah, I like a lot of his stuff. Whoops. There's a couple of guys. I'm so glad I didn't buy that one knife, though. I had no idea that one that I looked at, I kept wanting to buy. See if I can find it. I like Cass Brand too. A lot of his stuff. There's the Mulan by Fingley that I like too. What is that, TC? That same knife. There's a Cybertrix for $3.99. Yeah, this one right here. So I almost bought this knife a few times with the mill blade. And it's that pivot lock knife that I really liked. And then it's one of those cases where, man, I would have been so mad if I bought it. Because I didn't pay attention. I just thought all the pictures were showing the show side. And they might be, because if you look at this top-down picture, this knife does not have a clip. Oh my God, I would have gone crazy. I would have milled holes in a $500 knife and mounted a clip to it. Is how mad I would have been. But I wanted that mill blade bad. That one right there. But it has no clip. And it says that down here. Please note that the Arc Lord do not come with a pocket back clip. Drummer, what are you talking about? What's that? TC never answered me about the link. Oh, it's one of the patterns that somebody likes your pattern better than theirs. Yeah, there's some people that are odd about that. Yeah, I love that knife. I just can't do pouches. I wish I could, because I would love to have that knife. Somebody likes your colors better, huh? It's pretty bright colors. Oh, it's the Sever knife on AliExpress. I thought it looked a little different. It's probably the same knife, but it had a different color handle. I do believe, Mr. TC. The one he showed had a bright handle, like a blue one or something or other. I can't wait till the Mojaves come in. I was trying to find a picture of it, but I'm having issues. Oh, there it is. Video unavailable. Well, all right then. I think it was bright blue, though. Who knows? Projectiles are sharp. It's my Discord. To get to my Discord, all you got to do is go to my YouTube page and go to the top up here, and there's our Discord link is at the top. Yeah, it's in the video description too, I guess. JD, I do have a couple of buck knives. I don't have many. I've got some weird ones. Random weird ones. I've got I think I got one. Let's see, what do I have? Is that a Kershaw or a buck? Yeah, I've got 3 bucks, I guess, is all I got. I like buck knives. I want a 110. I've got this one that I got on a bundle deal. I have no idea what it is. It's a little buck knife. My finger is hurt, so I can't use that fingernail. This is a buck 389. And it's so nice to be able to see this big TV in front of me. Cool little knife though. Little 2-blade buck 389. Yeah, what's up with the septic thing? Oh, now I get it. That's pretty funny. Then I've got this one, which is that a buck canoe? All right, then. Thank you, TC. Then I got this one that it's some kind of 840. Got this buck. I kind of like this one. This one's very unlike previous bucks I've had, I guess. I've usually had bucks that were metal. This one is not assisted, which I really like. And it's actually got decent action. It's not drop shut, but you can get it to close. So that is something. Got a name. Classic 840. Something 840. And then this last one I got, I can't remember what it's called either. But it's before I went over there, I remembered the name of this one, and now I can't. But this is a very weird one. You have to. It's actually kind of intuitive and nice. So it's locked up. You can't just open it with the flipper tab or anything, or the top flipper. You have to pull this back a little bit, and then it'll open. And then you let go of it to lock it. It's a weird lock. It's not really a crossbar. It's their own lock mechanism. I can't remember what this one's called either. Kubey said my release will come in April, May. Oh, that's awesome, Sever. But this is a weird one. I could see getting used to it after you used it a little bit, and you don't have to worry about it not locking. That lock always goes back into place. I have not handled one of those, but I have handled a knife like that. There's the only 3 bucks I've got. I want to collect a few more bucks. Buck was, of course, always around when I was a kid. And I've got one more buck, but it's got a broken tip on it. And I keep it in my junk knife bag. It's got that rubberized grip that some of the old bucks used to have. Put these back where they go so I can find them next time somebody asks me. I've got that, the only thing I've got close to that, Robin, is that, that Whiskers knife by ProTech. I've got a copy of one of those Whiskers. Where you slide the scales to the side and it's an auto. But I have felt one with the top little bolster part you're talking about. This one fires pretty hard and it's pretty cool. It's a great knife to hand to people and try to get them to figure out how to open it. You can see a little bit of a line right there, but it's kind of hard to see where you would. Oh yeah, they make a clone of it. That's cool. I want to check that out. That reminds me. Thank you for that, Robin. How did I miss the fact? I guess it's because I don't ever look for Microtech knives. But how did I know that there was a SOCOM Mini clone? Well, I say that, and then I can't find it. Hold on just a second. Let me bring up my other browser. Yeah, I didn't know they made this knife right here with the branding and all. And I must just be slipping. But I didn't know they made that clone either. And this clone is only 26 bucks or something. And they have the drop point and the Tonto. But I had no idea they made this $26 knife. What is the clone of that Buck Auto? This is a weird knife from OK. Somebody else makes this knife. But that's a new weird one that OK put their big ass billboard on. That was interesting to me. But there's another company that actually makes this knife and sells it under a different name. Aha. Is it the Buck 112 with the... Is this the auto? Oh, that was the one with the push button. Yeah, okay. That's the wrong one. Do you know what that one's called, Robin? The one you're talking about? Let's find it. Buck Bolster Lock Auto. Is it the Paradigm? That one says it's assisted. Paradigm Shift. Paradigm Shift Automatic. Is that it? Yeah, I got you. $5.91. I found it, but you said you bought a clone. That's what I was asking about, the name of the clone. Not the name of the... Maybe I can find it by doing this. Buck Paradigm Shift. Aha, OK Knives has it. Okay. That would have been easy. Let's see. Buck. $5.91. Paradigm Shift. Wow, that's ugly. Nyclad. Yeah, that's wild ugly. I mean, I would get the silver blade one, but still ugly. Wow. Nyclad. Yeah, Nyclad. That sounds right. Thank you, TC. See if that knife is on here somewhere. EDC knives. Yeah, there it is. The Ginrin. IClad Ginrin. So it makes me wonder, now that I see this knife, it makes me wonder if that's the exact same knives. Where's the OK section? Oh, there it is. I was passing right by it. Because that's got to be the same knife for $80 that they're charging $160 for there. It's got to be the same knife. And what about this new one? Is that one of theirs too? That's got to be that same company. Hold up. Wait. It looks like that same company. Or either they went to the same OEM and said, hey, make us some other funky knives that look kind of like that. That one's $80 too. It's just weird to me. They got to be the same knives. Oh, somebody asked, what is the Tonto? Is Tristan your name? Projectiles or sharp? Tristan, this one? This is a Mech Force and Alpha Hunter collabo called the Apocalypse. And this is a clone of the Apocalypse. I did a flipper tab delete on it, so it normally has a big flipper tab sticking out here. But I deleted that thing to clean up the lines. But the name of the knife is an Apocalypse. But they sell, Six Leaf sells one on eBay. It's the SL-94. And they make a DLC one and a regular blade one. But it's the SL-94. Pretty sure they're sold out right now on AliExpress, but you might still find one on there. Morning, Michael. That behind the scenes stuff is killing me, by the way. My OCD wants to fix that camera so bad. And I don't have OCD. But it's just my professionalism makes me want to fix that. Oh, I know what I could do. I could turn on the green screen, and then it would disappear. And it would have whatever's behind it. Firefox, or my logo. Or just solid black. Now all the green went away. That's totally weird. But at least it's not green anymore. I could put that up there and see if this works. Could put Blade Talk up there and everything's sitting on the Blade Talk. That's pretty funny. Yes, it does spin. It's just a titanium CKF bead. Yeah, it's titanium. Oh, speaking of titanium, I've got to show y'all something. And let me fix this before it drives me nuts. All right. Now I'm not so crazy. uh You can't see that knife. That's cool. I'll move it out of the way. And you can't see this knife, which I will put there instead of that knife. Yeah, here's something I wanted to show y'all. Titanium that's super nice. I like it. Maybe some of you will too. While we're at it, if y'all could smash that like button, I would appreciate it. All right, where am I? What am I doing? Let me turn off the green screen because I don't need it anymore. And it affects the colors. Some stuff. All right, that's closed. Open Firefox again. Click on the link I wanted to show y'all. Check out this beautiful watch. This is a Cartier from a company who makes some of the best BV factory or BVF. They're releasing this one called the Titanium, is all it's called. And it is a Cartier Santos with a full titanium band. And super sexy watch. And how good would that go with a plain tie knife? I mean, come on, man. That thing's beautiful. And they're making a black and a white version of it. And I don't know which one I like better. But I like it. I like titanium. I like the way it looks. It would fit better on my wrist. A lot better than on this kid. Or this Asian, possibly. But this same factory, so BVF, makes a Bulgari, a Bulgari watch that I want also, and it is this one right here, the Octo Finissimo, and they make they're saying the hand placement is a little messed up on it, but BVF Octo Finissimo watch. This is it, but that's not. Let me type in the word super clone and it'll pop up. Here's the blue dial. I don't like the blue dial one. I like the white dial. This is one of the thinnest watches in the world. The original. Dang it. Can't find it. Yeah, check out that Ultra. Check out that watch. I mean, how beautiful is that thing? Look how thin. What a cool watch. I know some of y'all aren't into watches, but Here's the one I was trying to find. That's the same factory, and it's that ultra thin one. You can see when he turns it sideways how thin it is. But I like that one in titanium, and the other one I showed in titanium. So that's cool. Yeah, they had a new I saw that VSF. Certain companies only make certain watches though, so like nobody BVF. That's funny, TC. Time pun. Yeah, I saw that a new, what was that Panari? It was I just liked it last night. Dang it, makes me so mad. Because you probably saw the same one I did on Reddit. Let's see. Yeah, it wasn't. Maybe it was on here. No. It was on my main account. And I can't remember which subreddit it was. But it was one I hadn't joined till last night. Let me see if I can find it. What was it? Was it? No. Time Legend? Oh, yeah, it was Timepiece Craft. Oh, no, that was where I commented on a different one. No, here it is. I found it. It's the same one. I guarantee it's the same one you were talking about. Watch this, Michael. This is how well we know each other. I bet that's the same one you were talking about getting from VSF. Am I wrong or am I right? Let me play it again, but I'm pretty sure that's the one, the VSF that you were talking about. It's a sharp watch. That's for sure. It's got a weird, like, maybe that's the right one. Maybe not. That's a pretty nice watch too, that Omega. But see, this OM factory specifically makes custom Omegas. So there's a lot of different factories that only get the certain watches. Like you can't get one with this decorative movement. And you know something else I posted that's going to change the game? Change the game in replica watches. If y'all are into replica watches, this right here is going to change the game. And that is a free sprung 3235 movement has been released. And 2 days ago was when this came out. But this is a huge thing for replica watches. And the quality on this thing is sick. But it is a great time to be in the hobby of replica watches because this one is going to make Rolex super mad. they've had a free sprung 324 movement for a while, I think. But this one just came out. They talk about it down through here. The UFO, yeah, has had ones. Whoops. But anyway, beautiful movements. New watches coming soon. Yeah, super cool. All right, done with watches. Back to knives. So glad to be home. I had a couple people message me yesterday, ask me if I felt better. I think what it was yesterday, not that y'all care, but if you've ever been a smoker, sometimes if you smoke cigarettes on an empty stomach and haven't eaten, it makes your stomach kind of messed up feeling. And it's tobacco, probably nicotine poisoning. I don't know what it is, but if you've not eaten, sometimes nicotine can mess with your stomach. And I think since I'd been staying at the hotel, I wasn't eating properly. And I hadn't had anything to eat, but I'd still continued to smoke. So that kind of led me to feeling lousy yesterday. Good morning, Mitchell. So it is time to start cleaning off this table because this is the way I left it. And I've got to find a home for some of these knives. Some of them had a home. Same thing happens with nicotine pouches. Okay, that's good to know. But it wasn't like Mr. Scott said. I've actually got to make a home for some of these nice clones because these two definitely go in the case. They will push this knife out of the way if they have to. But my case is currently full, and I've got my Dixons. I've got more of these that I got to find a case for. I'm gonna have to break down and buy another case. I don't know what that post was on Reddit, but I should go back and read it about these knives. I don't know which version that was, but some guy was not happy and was calling it an untunable POS. So let's see what he was talking about right here. I give up. It is untunable junk. Okay. Yeah. All mine came great, dude. I don't know what's wrong with yours. It's very tunable. You can't get any more tunable with those pins. I mean, you can adjust the pins until it's perfect. So I don't know what he's talking about. The pins almost seem to be backwards from the original, so maybe he's tuning the wrong pin. He's tuning the detent pin for the lockup and the lockup pin for the detent or something. I don't know. So what are y'all getting into this week? How is the weather where y'all are at? Do y'all have a bunch of snow and ice? Are y'all stuck? Life keep moving on. Down here, they pretty much shut down everything whenever anything happens. This Thursday, we're going to get that inlay to fit because I can't wait any longer. If y'all got any new knives you've heard about. Yeah, winter pudding. Your back is broken? That's no good, JD. So it's hot for Andrew. I know Nick had some snow. Man, I really love that color. 18 inches. (95°F). 40 and rainy for Robin. (40 and rainy's not bad. It's supposed to get down to 5 degrees here tonight. I'm going to have to leave a little early for work because of the black ice. It's only going to get colder today, so the roads are going to be the same way as they were this morning when I drove home. Man, I'll tell you what, Vosti does a nice job of presentation too. They do their thing with the nice sticker, nice boxes. This one even came with a coin, I guess. But I can appreciate that. COA, when you pay $250 for a knife, you kind of want it to have all this stuff. So yeah, this raccoon, the newer ones that you pay $250 for, I guess it's going back in here for now because I don't have a home for it yet either. But yeah, I like Vosti's boxes. 12 where Drummer's at. TC's got ice and snow. Robin is skinny and does not have meat on his bones and would freeze to death. 5 degrees does not sound fun to me either. We get maybe 1 week a year where it gets in above 100, and then we get 1 week a year where it gets down into the single digits, and then we get everything in between. Tennessee has some great weather. We actually still have all 4 seasons. Although our spring and our fall have shortened to maybe 2 to 3 weeks now. They used to be a full month, 5 weeks. We don't usually get in the negatives. We get 1 week of single digits, maybe a week or 2 of teens. And like I said, in the summer, we get maybe 1 week where we break that 100 barrier. Good old Tennessee down here in the middle of the country. We get all the trees from the north and the south. We get all the weather from the north and the south. It's a great moderate area for all around good yearly weather. And I really do like the clip side of a knife better than the show side. I don't know what it is, but I like being able to see all the things the knife has going on. And when you look at the show side, you can't tell what the clip is. And I just really do like looking at the clip side better. Guess that makes me weird. But there was a guy that posted an integral for sale the other day. And of course, the one picture he forgot to show was the back shot. And somebody in the comments took their knife and took a picture of the back shot and said, "Here, I hate when people forget to post the back shot of a knife on an integral, but that is true. Well, good to hear that somebody else likes the clip side. I like the clip side a lot better than the show side because you can still see the lines of the knife. I just like being able to see it all. If I was going to have one picture, I would definitely want it to be the clip side. Well, all right, I'm rambling about clip sides and all kinds of other craziness, so yeah, that backspacer is sick. That's that Kevin John CKF quality. I mean, that's a copy, so, but he executed it well. Yeah, Pigeon Forge is awesome. East Tennessee's kind of in the mountains, so their weather is a little different than ours here in the center. Oh, no problem, Robin. Thanks for being here and joining me. But I am going to start winding this one down. Whoops. I moved the thumbnail up to cover that green screen area earlier. Hope y'all have a great day. Don't forget, knives are life. By the way, what up, Bob? Hope y'all have a great Monday and stay warm or stay cool if you need to, Andrew. If y'all need me, hit me up. Sever, if you're still around, I'm going to get your package sent off. Don't worry, it's coming. Nick, if you ever make it down here this way again, make sure to hit me up. We'll go have lunch. I think Pete is coming soon or sometime this year, and we're going to get together and hook up and go have some wings and a beer or something. Tristan, have a good day, sir. Mitchell, Andrew, Nick, JD, Robin, Mister, Michael, thanks for chiming in about the watches. TC, thank you, buddy. Drummer, hope you have a good day, sir. Who else? I think that was the main contributors today. Sever7, yep, said his name. Oh yeah, Christopher, thank you, sir. Mr. Cliff, thank you, sir. Mr. B. Shady, busy working. Thank you, sir. I didn't even notice Nick joined us a while ago. Sorry about that, Nick. Oh, and MDC 6121. Good morning, sir. Didn't see you either. I was talking, and I apologize for that. Anyway, guys, hope y'all... Oh, Trouble Bunny out shoveling the snow. Mr. Ed Durbin, better late than never. Mr. Ed, I took your bead with me on my Persian last night to work. Thank you for the Edyard, by the way. I carried it with pride on my Persian last night. Fashionably late. Anyway, guys, hope y'all have a great Monday. See y'all tomorrow.